I know y'all are having some troubles cutting your bangs in quarantine. I'm gonna help you out. Bangs! Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. I just wanted to make a little video on how to cut your bangs in quarantine. I've been doing this for a long time. I like to start with wet hair. I grew my bangs out a while ago because I was in the ocean a lot and I was tired of dealing with them, but I'm not going to be in the ocean for quite some time, it sounds like. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them. So first thing you'll need is hair cutting scissors. It is important what kind of scissors you have. If you do it with regular scissors, it'll kind of do this thing where you feel like you're chasing your hair. It'll like push the hair because they're not sharp enough. So if you can get some really sharp scissors, maybe fabric scissors could work too. The first thing you're gonna want to do is get a comb and try to figure out where you want your bangs to start. You don't want them like too far back, but I have very thin hair. Even though I have like a lot of it, I have very thin, like the shaft is very thin. So I have to kind of get a lot pretty far back. And I want to make sure that this is, oh, comb broke. Still want to make sure that this is safe and good. Very picky about this line. And that's what it all comes down to with bangs. It's details, because you know, it's right there on your forehead. People are going to see it in your videos, chats, or whatever. It's also hard to see what you're doing when you have your bangs forward, so you have to keep peeking out. I find it easy to tie your hair back when you start to get, you know, what you think might be a good line. Still working on this side. This side is looking good. I think the style of hair I'm wanting to do is like this like 1970s rock and roll hair. Like I said, the hairline is very important. So something I like to do is make, when you cut them, especially when they're wet, what they're going to want to do after you cut them is spring up. And so they are going to be shorter than what you would like. So I go ahead and start long. I think I want a longer bang anyway, just for right now. I definitely want the sides a little longer. I'm going to do like a fringe kind of thing. So maybe I'll start with that. I feel like I want like a longer bits on the side. And then it'll start getting shorter as it goes in. So I think these fringe pieces, I want about that length on the sides. Same over here. So for the first chunk, you don't have to be super, you know, exact. And what I find is I like doing these fringy kind of bangs because I find that when people try to do a straight across bang, I hate to say it, but most people fail. And especially if you're new to this, and that's okay. The reason for that is it's really hard to do a straight bang, which is why I'm going to do like some layers. Maybe a little bit shorter. Yeah, these are still too long, and I don't think I want like a parted bang. No, I'm not into that. So I want them a little shorter. This is something I like to do. I like to comb them like that. Put them in between your fingers, and you can really see the line there. And these side pieces, you can see it's like you want to do like an angle over here. So it's getting like a nice angle thing. And I'll do the same on this side. Hair all over my computer. I might need to go in the mirror for this. So I'm working on them, but they're starting to dry out, and I'm having a hard time because they get like a wave in them if I don't use a hair dryer. So I'm going to rinse them just to make them wet again. I also don't think I got all my conditioner out when I was in the shower. I'm also looking at my part. I think I might need a little bit more right here. Again, I'm gonna put this back. Okay. You gotta even up these pieces that I just brought in. So you can see I've got like this rainbow arc thing going on, like a little bit of an arc. And I think this is the right length because when they're dry, like I said, they're gonna spring up a little bit. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, and this is what makes them look legit and not like you did them at home. So I have these amazing fringe scissors, which I know not everyone has, but these, you can see it cuts like every other. I don't know if you can see that. So it makes it look like shaggier. If you don't have these, this is another thing you can do. You can come in and you can trim your hair like this, like pointing up. And it kind of, you know, it's at a little bit of an angle. And it makes these notches, so that way it's not completely straight across. I'm gonna go ahead and use these. It does this like really cool thing. See that? Fringe scissors. I like to go a little bit up sometimes. And I'll make the ends look. Going back in, doing the up at an angle thing. It was hard to do in the screen, but some of these side pieces. I feel like the side fringe is really gonna be looking good and give us that like 70s look. Maybe I should take in a little more. Yeah, see how I kind of dropped off there? I need to keep going. Get a little more. So my mom was a barber. That's how I learned how to do this. She taught me. She was a barber who loved to barter. Perfect for, you know, COVID time. So far I've traded lemons for toilet paper and a puzzle for a puzzle. And puzzle for lemons. So growing up, my mom would barter, like she would do a whole family's hair for, you know, whenever they needed them. And we would get things like a new fence, a new tile floor, you know, things like that. Which I always thought was really cool. And even like here in Los Angeles, we have a time bank system. So I've traded my sewing for like knife sharpening, and I've also like worked barter system, like working front desk at dance studios and chiropractor spots. Like I do a lot with barter. And I just think, you know, as we're going through this, it's going to become more and more a thing. Okay, I think I'm ready to dry them and see how they look. They're looking pretty cute. They might be a little long. I think this is a little heavy here. But this side looks good. I like it. I did do them a little long, but I feel like that's safer because I can always cut more. And now that I have a basic shape, it's easier to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Looking pretty good. Like I said, heavy right here. I think I need to thin it out by doing this cut, you know, where you go up. Maybe these thinning scissors. Like I said, they're a little long. I don't feel like they're really getting in my eyes. I don't know, pretty good for take one. Yeah, so I was looking at that video and I was like, those bangs are too long. So I went in, did a little chop chop. I think they're looking better. Super cute, fringy bangs. I just wanted to take the time to say a little, like, thanks for watching and like, be kind to everyone. And just know that there's people who are sick and not having a good time quarantining. And there's people who have chronic illness that, you know, this is life for them, you know, where they have to stay in bed. They don't get to see their friends. Just know that. Okay. Be sweet.